Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the ETF2L Season 30 Upper Bracket Upper Bracket Round 1 match between SVIFT and the Bin. SVIFT finished second in the season, and the Bin finished third, so should be very close in at least as far as the rankings go. But now we're in the playoffs, baby. This is where all the fun really begins. I am Peter. I am joined today by Wiethoofd on production, and GrumpyKoi himself is joining me as the play-by-play caster. How are you doing, Grumpy?
I'm alive. I think that's pretty much where I'm going to leave it at right now. But I'm excited for some TF2. It's going to be great. I'm excited to see these two teams battle it out for their Prem playoff-ness and get themselves into the final, and we'll have some fun with it. I'm excited.
Yeah, it should be... I definitely think we're dealing with a bit of a David Goliath kind of situation. Maybe not that extreme, but I definitely think that SVIFT is the clear favorites going into this, so I'm very excited to see just what kind of tricks they have up their sleeve, because, you know, they have Mookie and stuff, so you already know there's going to be some weird stuff going on.
Yeah, don't count out the Bin just yet, because they have a habit of doing really interesting plays, and especially led by you. Well, we always expect them to be led by Mookie, and then they all of a sudden everything kind of falls in place and they do really well. So you never know. The boys in SVIFT may have a bit of a fight on their hands. Only time will tell.
Yeah, this is indeed. Let's go through the reports. We're gonna look at some team sheets first. So yeah. So first thing we're gonna look at is SVIFT. So do you want to go through their lineup here?
Yeah, sure. So we got Connor and Smire on Medic and Demo. We have Pappy and Chris on the Soldiers. We got Sumsy and Funds on the Scouts. So going with the roster we saw recently with them playing, Pappy and Chris pretty much the entire season. Funds later in the season, but he's been doing extremely well. Arguably one of the best scouts to really touch TF2. So they've got a really good scout combo, and Smire is just that smart, clinical, everything to the letter sort of demo. So we should see that come out of the team. But I'm super excited with this roster. What do you think, really, Bela?
Yeah, I think both of these teams are pretty much had the same roster throughout. It's been quite stable, at least compared to a lot of other teams. So they should be all dialed in at this point and ready for the playoffs. They had like Crafty and Funds kind of switcheroo there, and then Crafty's going to be on the other team now, maybe. So that's interesting. But yeah, I think it's going to be very, very interesting. So we will go to our next picture here, which will be the Bin. And the Bin, they kind of got into the playoffs off of the back of 2 forfeit wins, and then they also got a forfeit loss. So they've played less than other teams, but from what we've seen, they've been very good. So they have Champagne on Medic, they have Rat Slayer on Demo Man, Uber's on the Pocket Soldier, Mookie on the Roamer, and then we have Mr. Epic and Crafty on Scouts. And Mr. Epic is probably most known for his sniper prowess, but he's a very good scout as well. And then you can see both of them have been doing very well with 21 and 22 kills and very few deaths on their side. And then Mookie with the classic Roamer stats, basically, right? But
yeah, but I think there was a granary game I watched him play. I can't remember if that was actually in the main season, where he was just market guarding the med like 2 or 3 times. So he deserves like a market gardening. He should have a market garden stat to see how these roamers do with that weapon. But yeah,
yeah,
it'd just be interesting because Mookie does all the weird stuff, and I love it. Like I've seen him. You know, we've seen him go spy to mid, sniper to mid, heavy to mid. Just abusing all of the little options he's got available for him. So we'll probably see him come out with that during this game, don't you think, Bea?
Yeah, absolutely. I can't imagine him not doing weird stuff. You know, we've seen him play quite a lot of NG. We just like run around the map and just shotgunning people and hiding weird sentries everywhere. Like the minis are allowed. But, you know, we're probably not going to see it that extreme, but that just kind of goes to show you what he can do. And he's also been known to go heavy to mid. I don't think we've seen it so far, but you know, if the map picks and everything goes then in any kind of favor where you can do those kind of things, he's probably just going to do it because like he doesn't care. He's going to do it. He's finished. But yeah, we're looking at the kind of the the head-to-head here with the teams, and it all looks very even, I have to say. Like maybe there's a bit of difference here with the heal distributions and a bit of different players doing some damage, but like it's very, very even, I think, in the way this is all set up.
Yeah, the numbers-wise, these teams are very equal. But obviously, I would say Swift are obviously the more consistent team, just with the fact that I believe there's only like 4 games played by the bin, something like that, in the main season. So it obviously means that with Swift, they are a bit more consistent with their numbers. So even though Mookie and the rest of the squad have done really well, I feel like the Swift have a little bit more to show with these numbers than the bin do, honestly.
All right, and let's do something a little bit weird and actually try to unload these reports and get. We have a map draft thing going on with some magic presented to you by Wiethoofd on production, and Aaron has done the coding, I think. So let's just go to this thing. It's the lowest link in the mumble here. You can get it going. So we have this map draft. Yeah. All right. So we have this map draft going on. So do you have it open, GrumpyKoi?
I have it open as well. I don't see anything. No,
right.
Nothing's been put.
Yeah, so let's just see which one's going to be the first ban goes to Swift, I believe.
No, the bin.
Oh, it's the bin. All right, okay.
And they pick Snakewater.
Well, they ban
sorry, they're banned. Well, they pick Snakewater to ban. It's just specifics.
Yeah, and yeah, that's pretty. And product, that makes a lot of sense, actually. If I was Swift, I would ban that when you're playing against Mr. Epic and Mookie.
Yeah, it's just, that's their map. But
yeah, very much. I know last time these guys played, they played on Gollywash and Cardinal. So, and that's where Swift won very easily on both. I think Gollywash was slightly closer. So maybe it's not that, but what do you think? Process, yeah, okay, that's just the standard map, isn't it?
Yeah, that's just the standard. But I can see why Swift want to do that. You know, they want a map that they're very familiar with.
Well,
something that,
right?
Sorry, no, Swift.
All right, yeah.
It's ban, pick, and then pick for bin, and then final pick for Swift.
They're gonna go for Granary. That's kind of interesting. I think that's definitely one of the more weird maps. Like I think we saw them do like Engineers, where they don't run out to mid, but then you just like set up a massive hold on second, right? That's kind of the most notorious thing I can think of. But overall, yeah, this is just pretty good for soldiers, and they have very good soldiers. We'll definitely try to get into that more. But what do you think the last pick's going to be here, Grumpy?
It's going to be Badlands or Gullywash. I cannot see any team out of their right mind picking Cardinal. So now Swift are going to pick Cardinal because I've just said that. I just have this feeling. No, they do pick Gullywash. It's quite a solid map. I'd say, interestingly enough, I was expecting like maybe a force into the classic 3, you know, Process, Snakewater, and Gully. So the grand picks, you know, a little bit of a curveball, something different that the bin will probably play really well on. But Process and Gullywash really don't surprise me as picks Swift would go for.
Yeah, it just screams standard, you know? And like these days, I'd say there's like 3 standard maps that everyone agrees are good, and that's Gollywash, Process, and Snakewater. And, you know, Snakewater was banned out by the bin, presumably because they don't want all the standard stuff, so they can kind of get a quote-unquote weird map in Granary. It's not like a weird map, it's like one of the oldest maps we have, but it doesn't play in quite the same way as all the other ones, but yeah. No,
I think Granary's more of a slower map. We've kind of always known it as a bit of a 7 map. It's been a map that they've always been really strong on, and teams that kind of play in interesting ways always do really well. Also, standard kind of, you know, well, more the American play style of playing really aggressively doesn't always work on Granary. So I can see the decision making for that. It just gives them a bit of ability to, you know, throw in some curveballs. So yeah, it should be good, Beta. I'm really excited, but Process, Gullywash, really not surprising. Gullywash will be an interesting one because I think both teams are kind of strong on this map.
Yeah.
Like Ratslayer is a very good demo, so is Smearay. So they'll be able to, play around Gully really nicely. And it also opens it up to snipers, and we've seen Samzy pick up the sniper quite a bit for Swift, and obviously we all know Mon for his ability to snipe, so it should be a good one, really.
Yeah, let's try and get the reports back up again. Where we have. I kind of want you kind of mentioned it, so I just figured why not look at the stats here going into it, because Smear and Ratslayer have both had really good seasons. Ratslayer kind of surprised me with how well he's been playing this entire season, but maybe I shouldn't be surprised, right? But actually, and then going up against Smear, you can see Smear has had some really strong stats here. Wow, that's actually very surprising to me that he's doing that much better, just stats-wise.
Yeah, stat-wise, it's been it's very much in Smearay's favour. But like I mentioned earlier, I think you heard me be there. Smearay plays a very clinical demo, very simple, all about setting up traps in the right place, playing with his team very cohesively. And I feel like that's really hard to play against.
Yeah, definitely. But we've actually gotten the start warning, so I'm gonna just have to try to pressure out a prediction from you. Do you think that the Bin have what it takes here to make their presence known and actually win over Swift?
I think the maps are going to go like this. We're going to have the Bin start off maybe a bit strong on a mid, maybe even take a round in the first of the map, and then I feel like Swift are going to start taking control of the pace of the map, the tempo, and all of the exchanges, and then it will just start falling in line with what Swift want to happen. That's what I feel will happen, but obviously there's always those opportunities for the weirdness. What do you think?
I really love how you went above and beyond there. Just
sorry.
More specific than it ever needed to be. I love it.
That's sorry.
Wonderful. I'm going to be really boring and just say it's going to be like 5-2 in favor of Swift.
I like going for the big balls predictions, because when it happens, I seem like I'm actually a smart human being, which we all know isn't the case. So it just makes me feel good.
We're going live here. The first game in the Prem playoffs of ETF2L season 30. Take it away, GrumpyKoi.
Yeah, we see Ratslayer is a lot quicker than Smearay, but Smearay's playing this right-hand side mid right now, and they've managed to actually deal a lot of damage onto Ratslayer in the combo. Mookie looking to jump over the top, gets instantly denied. Bomb coming in from Ubers. Ubers not able to pick anything up. Ratslayer going down, Mookie going down. This is a really nice mid from the boys in red, Swift, and they're going to take this mid really convincingly as Chris starts a bit of a chase.
Yeah, and there was even a scout trying to run behind here, but he couldn't find anyone. So it's just Mr. Epic up, and he's on his own side here. He's still kind of lurking around, but just really, really solid mid coming out from Swift. I thought they were kind of in a poor position because they were kind of being pushed back onto their own side. They had basically no one overextending or extending into the enemy side of the middle, but as it turns out, they just did such a good job just absorbing all the damage and just not all taking the same damage while focusing down players that aggressed onto them, that they just worked out really well. Here comes the Oop push.
Yeah, and they're coming in from 3. They're trying to get down the sentry gun. They get it down really quickly. Now Funds is baiting point, trying to get Ratslayer to pop. He decides not to and ends up going down to Pappy, so there are no sticks in play for the blue team, the Bin, and Funds is baiting up the point. He's going to cap it off, and that's the first round going to Swift. So my prediction was so wrong. I'm an idiot.
Yeah, rip that one. That's very difficult to predict that kind of stuff. And this was just basically this really standard round where you have this massive middle where you end up taking out their medic very late, and then you just kind of roll all the way to last. So Samir actually will mess up his rollout here, but what do you see here on this middle?
Well, Chris is very, very fast. Mookie actually going on the off-class to sniper. Good decision, actually, because I felt like he wasn't really effective, and he picks up Pappy straight away. And Chris goes in for a bomb, gets denied, gets cleaned up by some blue players. And yeah, the boys in blue, the Bin, have won this mid. They've got a bit of a push out.
Smear's completely caught out, but he somehow surfs away. That's incredible. It was poor positioning, but he saved it really well.
Yeah, he looked like he was actually going to go for a bomb there. He actually stickied himself up looking for a bomb beater. So it was quite, yeah, so he just decided to surf away from that bomb. But now we've got Fun's in a really bad position, but the soldiers come in and save him. And Swift looking for the opportunity to go in. Both teams have Uber right now, so it's not too bad. But
here comes the soldier onto it. He gets it. That was really crucial there. The soldier just jumping in there, getting the first rocket onto the medic, and Champagne does not feel comfortable just holding onto this Uber. Probably a wise decision, but it was kind of unfortunate that they left them walk that far in through the choke, especially considering that they have a sniper. I mean, I understand that they have one less soldiers to spam them out, so that kind of worked against them, I guess, and that's well played to Swift to actually get in that far and just kind of abuse that weakness in there, but just not anyone getting in there. Oh my god, Smear gets launched!
Smear is just in with a double stick bomb, and he gets down Crafty, but Criff goes down to Mookie. Mookie eventually gets cleaned up by Pappy, and they're pushing across point. They managed to clean up Ubers as well, so nice push all in all. Like, good work from Mookie to take down Chris, but nice response from Pappy, really.
Yeah.
Or at least I think.
Yeah, that worked really well. And Samsy's actually onto the medic here of the enemy. He's done 78 so far, but he's just missing all of these shots. He's missed so many shots. Oh no, what a beat. Oh, Sam just could not hit that medic. I don't even think the Champagne had actually seen him initially.
No, yeah. I think she was just jumping about, chilling out, you know, expecting her team to pick it up for her, and they managed to do so. And we got Swift back on their second, having to concede that mid because they know that they don't have their Uber, but everything's equaled out now. So we may see a Pappy play. Mookie coming back on Soldier, so there's no sort of sniper presence to worry about.
Soldier jumps in very aggressively. Look at that. Okay, he's just going to be suspended in the skybox. No,
I think he was trying to create some space there, but he just got cleaned up really nicely by Mr. F and Crafty. But Mookie goes in, gets immediately cleaned up by Smear. Nice pipes, but it just created the opportunity for the boys in blue, and the exchange has happened. It looks a lot stronger for Swift, so they are backing out, but Swift want to take this through choke, but Ratslayer immediately there to deny. Chris is in the background in their sewers. I don't even know if they know he's behind. As Pappy goes to top, Chris comes in to join in.
Times it perfectly, just denies the exit. And
so many players down.
Yeah, he didn't actually kill anyone there, Chris, but he definitely just bottled them up in choke and just left it to be easy pickings for his scouts. And I'm kind of surprised at the fact that the bin chose to do that fight as two soldiers jump into choke here, do a lot of spam, but not really killing anyone. They don't have any heal, so they're just slowly going to not.
Uber's in a good position to go on to Connor. Connor just, really beautiful looking surf there from Connor. Just goes straight on top of the crates there.
Yeah, there's. It's almost a waste of a great surf, you know. There was like nothing to surf away from. So, you know, you kind of expect it to be a second rocket, but sort of died before it. But either way, this has all slowed down the push quite a bit, and now it's a full Uber advantage for Swift as they push in here just onto the point. They've got so much positioning that I just don't see the bin ever contesting this, and looks like they have backed off indeed. And actually, Ratsley will pick off Poppy, and that's actually a really nice pick. That's going to make it more difficult to push in here with Uber advantage, because now there's a man disadvantage.
Yeah, and Crafty is on that engineer. He's got his sentry gun only at level 1 right now, but I imagine they'll get it to 2 or 3 before the time Swift actually decide to go in. But Chris, spamming 3-2, maybe looking for some sort of play, decides not to do it. It's quite interesting that the bin didn't manage to, you know, just leave a player behind to try and force Connor during the push into second. Did they manage to get that force? They might have actually got themselves into a good position, but
it's also interesting that they just never decided to push in there. Just the fact that they lost a soldier, they just kind of felt like, nah, this is stupid. And I think a lot of teams would feel pressure to just go in there and push anyway off of the Uber advantage, even though they are down a player. I think most people will value the Uber over a single player, but it looks like that's not what Swift has done. So that's kind of interesting, and I wonder how that's going to play in later on. Oh no, the dispenser has gone down! Huge!
Push! Push!
There's actually a spy behind the medic.
Mookie! Oh, I didn't realise how close he was to the medic
he's
there.
Coming in. He
gets Connor!
He might get the demo man as well. He gets the demo man as well. Huge play from Mookie.
No way! Beater, that Mookie play was absolutely perfect. That was actually the best. Like, you'd expect them to be, you know, somewhat, you know, like at least get, you know, the demo of the med, but getting that double pick just pushes the entirety of Swift back and gives full Uber advantage to the bin. So they can go through choke right now if they want to, and I think think that's what they're going to do. But
oh no,
Samsey
Champagne has gone down to a body shot from Samsey. Was looking like an easy push, but now it's going to be a lot more difficult. The Rat Slayer goes down as well. Now it is impossible. Now it's just a matter of can you like get onto Connor instead, maybe? But that's really clutch there by Samsey, just hitting the body shot, taking down the medic. This
is the whole thing about pick class versus pick class. Like as soon as they got a pick class taking down Connor, it was a good decision by Samsey to switch it out to a sniper just to equal things out. Now Mookie's in quite an awkward position, gets cleaned up in the end, and everything's looking poised in advantage for the boys in red. Swift to push into last, and they've got their spawns, so we're not going to see them back out. Chris is going to come late, but they're probably going to go through 4 as we've seen before. Bomb coming in from Smearay gets immediately denied, but they get that sentry gun down. They've got a lot of presence near the point. They're trying to get Rat Slayer to pop his stickies, but he just won't do it. That's really well done from him. As Chris goes in, manages to pick up Champagne before going down, and there's only 2 players left for the bin. Mr. Epic going down. Crafty's the only one left. He goes into respawn. He's not quick enough though, and that's Swift's second round on the board.
Yeah, it was also a slow but determined push right there. Samsey hitting some really key headshots. Even seeing the heavy dodge into spawn there. He had like 1 HP or something, so I don't even blame him for going in there. Like, he was gonna die 100% if he didn't do it. But yeah, it wasn't. They did a really poor job of actually getting time onto the point, so that's why it kind of looked close. But yeah, it's gonna be 2-0 for Swift here as we're going to the third mid.
Yeah, we are on this third mid right now, and it looks very much like the boys in red. Swift is so much quicker. Mookie just able to take down Funds with that sniper, but the double bomb was so scary looking but didn't sort anything out. But Mookie goes down to Chris as he's just picked him up and choked. But Swift are going to have to back out and keeps Connor alive because they've lost everyone else in the process.
1v1. Look at that. He's still behind lines. That's so annoying. They're going to get like a forward spawn pretty soon. Okay, now we're just going to send in a scout. Oh my god, these rockets from Chris are so crisp. That's just a direct rocket onto Crafty. So he's done a 3 cannon. He takes down the medic. Wow, this was just all Chris. I know Samson killed the medic, but that was just all Chris distracting behind lines. And now Swift is just going to roll in here and retake middle off of a wonderful play there on mid. It was such an elongated and long play. It's not like one thing he did. It was just continuously winning fights, but he shouldn't.
Yeah, and things are kind of equaled out to an Uber, well, not an Uber advantage, well, yeah, an Uber advantage, but more of a midpoint to second for Swift. And they're looking to go through IT right now, have a bit of protection so they can pop the Uber much later. But Chris creating a lot of distraction, goes in on 1, picks up Mookie, takes a lot of damage, but that just means that, Connor's popped all on his own, only connecting with a scout, and I don't know if they needed to Uber there. I didn't feel like that was a good decision, Beta, at all. But they're going to push in on this far right side.
Alright, so if I have to defend it, right, I'd say it's a good momentum move, whereas now they've just moved in here. They have so much help. They take down the medic. It's looking absolutely amazing for them. And yeah, it kind of works out for them just because they lost no one, right? Like, if they had not popped there, they would have taken a lot of damage and maybe lost a player or 2 or something, right? And then they would have maintained Uber.
Yeah.
All would have slowed down, and they would have had like an Uber advantage push, but it would have been against a setup defense. Whereas with this move, they actually managed to just keep on rolling the ball, basically, with good heals, and the enemy didn't have very many people in there to stop them. So I think that's what's going on. It definitely worked out either way.
Yeah, it was just interesting. It wasn't what I was expecting to see out of Connor, really. But on this fourth mid, we do see that a bit of a fight between Ubers and Chris. Chris get picking up by Mr. Epic. Smearay getting a nice rollers onto Rat Slayer, taking him down. That's really, really good. Mookie landing a headshot, but not being able to do much more as Pappy gets a nice little double kill. And Swift just a lot stronger during this mid. Champagne already out. Ubers needs to back out right now. And yeah, it's Ubers maybe get caught out. No, manages to skip out a second. And Smearay's very far forward. Takes a sticky from Rat Slayer. But that's going to be another mid to Swift speeder.
Yeah, they managed to take it kind of just through better presence at the very end of the fight. Then Smear almost getting taken down there by overextending a little bit. Could have ended poorly, but now we see the same sticky trap that we saw before that would take down Poppy in kind of lobby area. And there's also Crafty on Sniper, so he's someone to watch out for. But you know, at some point, I feel like they're going to have to do something. And we see a soldier very far forward. Yeah, that was Chris. I think he was looking to maybe bait a scout into him or something and take a fight. And Mr. Epic obliged, and then he just killed him. So we might see Chris go spy or sniper or something. I don't think we've seen him play too much sniper this season. But sure, why not? Maybe he's even just going to hold the door open. You never know.
Yeah, we'll see. He's actually gone for the spy play. But what's this fight going on in one? Like, Smire is all on his own. Not really got much support from his team, but he's holding them off quite nicely as Mr. Epic and Crafty look like they wanted to make something happen, but end up doing so. But we got things. We're just going to wait for Chris. He's actually held the door open for Funds to actually come back on Sniper. So like you predicted, that's what he decided to do. I think he was just checking for off classes, and he knows that Crafty's actually on the Sniper right now. So Crafty trying to get an angle. We got Funds also trying to see Pappy actually opening that door for him. He's gone for quite a big. He's very deep. He tries to get on the champagne.
Oh, he actually hits
really
the medic, but can't quite kill him. But he went in there and actually got a really good sight onto the medic. Did 65 damage.
Crafty wants to return the flavor, trying to get a hero shot, but actually two players have kind of got really out of position. Crafty and Mookie, they've gone down. Now they've got Ubers, so there's only 3 players left, and they've only lost their pick class. The sentry gun gets picked up quite nicely. They haven't even used their Uber yet, as they just need to wait and get a better one than Champagne. Champagne has just been forced out. They're backing out right now. They still haven't used that Uber, as it is pressuring onto them. They do need to use it right now. Nice late Uber from Connor, held that really well. Champagne's going to get collapsed upon. Crafty's also going to go down. Now it's a point battle where you see Ubers go across the point, try and get some players, but he's just going to be spammed down by the scouts. And there's a lot of point presence now for the boys in red. They're going to clap this off, and that's going to be the 4th round to Swift. Ooh,
yeah,
Bin
really
cannot
good.
cope with them.
Yeah, it was really good pressure by Swift that kind of caused them to, or caused the Bin to just overextend. They lost 2 players, and then once they did that, they were down to 3 players alive, and then Swift were just absolutely unrelentless. Like, they were just relentless. They just moved in there, put on a ton of pressure, and eventually Champagne was forced to pop, and then they did get the force, but yeah, that was late. So.
Nice fast bomb from Chris onto Ratslayer, forces him back into choke. Good positioning from Ubers there. He was almost in a position where he could really do a lot of damage, but got denied out. But Mookie, being the man of this mid right now, getting Funds and Pappy down, just really good play from them. They managed to pick up Chris as well, and they're already in the second. They're chasing forward. The Bin wanted to have a lot of pace on this, even though they do have that pick class, which has done them a lot of work during that mid beater.
Yeah, it was the Mookie, the body shot machine, just picking off players. I think he got 2 kills there, and then just keeps dropping binds in their faces, hoping to tilt them. But crucially, Connor does survive. So, you know, Swift, they're just getting set up here in last. They have a sentry gun being built. They don't actually have a sniper.
Mookie going in for a play though. No one spotted him. He tries to make a play onto Connor. So that was so deep. I think that was a sack back onto Soldier, if there's such a thing. But Chris goes down. Ratslayer down.
Champagne gets forced again. This is so unfortunate, and now you just see Connor is just perfectly safe. So that's just really bad for the Bin.
Yeah, and they know they don't have to worry about stickies because they did take down Ratslayer, and it's only just coming back now.
Crafty's on last. Oh, but there's a sentry
gun. There's a sentry gun in the way that I think Samsy's going to leave, but it's getting spammed out quite nicely by Mr. Epic, but Chris is there to clean that up as the rest of Swift are fighting in second, but they do lose Pappy and Smire, and they are actually going to get forced. So we're going to see maybe a bit of a reset, unless they can fight their way and keep control of this second. And I think Funds and Samsy want to do that as they're just moving together as a scout combo. Mookie getting a headshot onto Chris. They managed to cap up the point. I think they're going to concede it anyway as Smire backs out, but that just gives them some time to set up their last. They don't have to worry. They can get Chris back up and running, and things will be quite good for them.
Yeah, Mookie's got a pretty good view once again. Oh, barely just misses the medic there. Oh, he didn't even get the shot off, but he's in a pretty good position. Ratzel is actually in very, very deep. He will get saved by his team. And this is a lot of pressure. This is looking excellent for the Bin. And eventually Connor goes down to Mookie's body shot. And here comes Uber, but people do get dropped. Mr. Epic, he would have liked to cap that, but Mookie just continues to body shot people. Medic on the point. There we go. The Bin they take a round and they initiate the grand comeback of this match. There's still 12.5 minutes remaining. That's plenty of time.
They could do it. They could do it.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're going to see Mookie go sniper in the mid. I think they've won every mid they've had him on sniper. So now I'm just wondering how Swift is going to respond to this, because they probably know there's going to be a sniper in the mid. Like, so how do you deal with that? Where do the soldiers go? We'll see.
Yeah, last time they had Chris go straight into sewer and just come around the backhand side and pick up Mookie quite early. Mookie's staying very passive. A lot of high ground being exchanged between the two teams. Samsy went in for a play onto Ratslayer, but Smiro is now in an awkward position and he's going to take some damage from Mookie and end up going down to Mr. Epic. Fun's picking up Ubers though, and Samsy going on a play on Mookie. Mookie survives. Champagne and Ratslayer go down though, so it's kind of really good as Connor is still up. They can play heals, but Mookie's again trying to get an angle. Fun's going down. Connor gets the saw, but Connor ends up going down in the end, and it's just Chris on his lone. And that was a scrappy end to that mid. Like,
yeah,
really,
very
really,
much
really
so. And they still can't quite counter the Mookie sniper in the mid. Like, Mookie died and stuff, but the middle still ended up going to the bin. But this is definitely something to build off of. Both medics going down here is it's like prime crits opportunity here, but Champagne decides not to do it. A little bit surprising for me, but oh well, it's still an advantage, I guess. And both Mookie and Samsy have now gone sniper, while Mookie has gone sniper again. So we might just be slowing down here, but the bin, I think they want to speed up the game. Yeah,
they look like Ubers looked like he wanted to create an opening for his team. Chris has just now bombed onto Champagne, gone in very deep, ends up getting cleaned up by Mr. Epic though. But Mookie now in Al Qaeda deals some damage to Smiro, pushes him off the point, and they're going to have to hold pretty passively here. They know that they've got a little bit of an disad, and the bin just slowly pushing their way in. Yeah, just a full back out from Swift there.
Wow, they just don't want to take any risk at all. They just decide, no, we're one man down, they have a sniper, they're being really aggressive, so instead of giving this sniper a peek at our medic maybe, perhaps, we're just going to go all the way back to last and just stabilize and make sure that we deny the sniper as best as we can. And currently they're just kind of scoping in at the same side of a bunch of spam. So yeah. What do you think we're going to see here, Grumpy?
Well, Mookie goes down, so that's going to create an opportunity for Samsy to maybe try and get a sightline onto Champagne. But Chris actually goes down, so bit of a basic exchange. We're going to see a back out from the bin. They're not going to stay in as deep as they were earlier, but Samsy has gone on to engineer, so they've decided for defense over, going for that pick.
Yeah.
Yeah, they can just wait. They can just chill out and have a defense. They don't need to push out a last.
Yeah, that's definitely why they just gave up second as well. Like, if there was a closer game, I don't think they would ever just do that. It's just too passive, Whereas right now, things slowing down is not a big deal. We can see Mookie, he's in lobby here, and we can see everyone else is kind of playing close to the entrances, but no,
Ooh,
Chris will actually catch out too. He will eventually get picked off there, but that's going to definitely cause a retreat to come out here from all of the bin. And, as you said, Swift, they don't have to do anything, but they are choosing to do stuff.
Yeah, and they've actually been forced in lobby, so I imagine like a full back out from Swift. They're probably going to call to go back. Oh no, Champagne actually got her Uber forced. Ratslayer's battling Funds right now, cleans him up. That's Pappy and Funds. There's only 3 players left for Swift on the last. 4 if you count the sentry. And Ratslayer wants to take this in on the left hand side. Mookie getting picked up though is not too bad. Smiro and Ratslayer have a battle, and Ratslayer takes him out with the pipes and wins that. So they don't have a demo either, so a repush could be coming out of the bin as they rotate into lobby. Crafty coming through the far 5. Ratslayer going in as well, trying to get down that sentry gun. They managed to do so. Smiro is only just coming up now to provide some help, and the repush is coming out of the bin, but Ratslayer overextends it, cleaned up by Samsy. Mr. Epic going down as well. Only Mookie and I was going to say Ubers, but only Mookie left on that
heavy around his corner. He's going to jump in there. That's a Mookie play if I ever saw one. Doesn't work out this time around. Oh, good old Mookie. Let's just say funny.
I saw him play heavy on Gully Wash last, and he just sat on the little radiator near main and just shot anyone that walked through. That's very much the Mookie style of play, but nice aggression from Swift.
Crafty's in spawn. Oh, he's actually going to hit a soldier with a big body shot there, 150, but he hasn't found the medic, and now he's been called, so now he's definitely not going to be able to do much with that in spawn. He's still in there, by the way. Like, any normal person would have just retreated ages ago, but yeah, the medic is just Ubered in now.
Connor's actually popped in on second. They're trying to pick up players, but Mookie managing to pick up 2 before going down. And the repush is coming out of the bin as they've got a little bit of, position. They had the opportunity to go in because Mookie spread a lot of players down and Smiro was down. But as Ratslayer was down as well, they couldn't really go in. And Champagne all on her own. Samsy picking her up. That was really good play from Samsy just to come around the corner at the right moment. And everything's now an advantage for the boys in red. Swift to actually go into lobby and maybe go forward just playing heals. They don't need to play Uber. They're going to just play a far right push in. The sentry gun is not going to even get put up as Pappy bombs onto Ratslayer. Mr. Epic getting funds. Mookie getting the second player as well. Yeah, that's just going to put a complete dampener on that push.
Yeah, I don't quite know what the bin was doing initially. Like, they were just kind of in a pretty poor position, and then they went out, and then they just decided to go back in for no reason that I could really immediately tell. And now the bin, they've gone out again. I guess it's the time pressure that's just causing them to push out recklessly here, and they're being punished so hard as now we're going to see just this push onto last. There's just no way they can ever block this. There we go. Samsy gets a good kill spree. Takes down a bunch of people. There we go. It's going to be 5-1. This is the score I predicted was going to be the end of the match, but, you know, they can still make it 6-1 and just end it by mercy. Mercy, I don't know, round, whatever you want to call it, but...
Mercy killing. Mercy killing. That's what we'll call it, but... Yeah, we're on to this 7th mid, and Smire is a lot faster than Ratslayer. I think he did the stereotypical Kato rollout, and Uber's going across into a position to jump onto Connor if no one really denies him, but he's getting a bit of spam done. But Pappy goes in super deep. Smiro picking up Ratslayer though means that they have got the demo down. Crafty going onto Smiro. Smiro surfing some nice damage away. That's Uber's and Mr. Epic down. Crafty in the background in sewers. He's going to get called out, and Funds helps with the cleanup, finally done by Chris, and that's going to be a mid for Swift.
Yeah, and turns out the best counter to Mookie and Sniper is just having Mookie miss a bunch and not really do a whole bunch of damage. So, yeah, that's how that works. And then he just bombed him really, really effectively there and showed he had been called. And here comes the Demo Man. Gonna be very aggressively. I don't know what Ratslayer was trying to achieve there. He didn't find the medic, that's for sure. So now the Demo Man and Sniper are down. So it's gonna be an easy push here for Swift, I think. Yeah.
Sorry, I just had an unstoppable yawn then, and I didn't really want to put that on the stream. Smiro actually going down to Ubers. That's not a pick that they want to lose right now when they're in a position to push forwards when things are equal. Pappy failing his jump may get picked up. Chris trying to slow people out, but Funds and Chris go down, and the rest of Swift need to back out really. We've got Samsy going through sewer. We've got Pappy staying behind to save space for Connor. He stays alive!
Wow. That's pretty impressive. Mookie's on the hunt here still. He wants some kills. Hits a soldier with a big fat rock, and there we go. Pappy's going to get cleaned up by Mr. Epic. And, you know, they are rolling quite a bit now. They need to get 4 rounds in 3 minutes. Good luck with that, but you can definitely get some momentum for the next map, you know? Like, if you just kind of give up and get out of there. Oh my, no,
Mookie.
Poor Mookie. He just got completely suspended in midair. That was tragic, man. As a soldier main, that just hurts me to watch.
Yeah. Fun's being an old teammate of Mookie probably got a little bit of that. Enjoyment out of that. Sorry, soldier on medic, I didn't see that. But Ratslayer actually going down means that Swift can go forwards. Chris going down, tried to make a play onto the medic there. And Smiro going to actually bomb over the top of the point quite aggressively. Stay on top of this. Again, Mookie gets suspended by Funds twice in like
there's
a couple of minutes.
There's pretty desperate times here for the
bin.
They're gonna try their best, and actually, look at that. As Ubers comes in and does a ton of work. He's still alive. He's blocking the point. He actually blocked the point. Unbelievable. Mr. Epic is going to go into last. Who is even in there? It's a single soldier. Scout versus soldier. Mr. Epic cannot do it. Wow, but wow. That block from Ubers was incredible.
Ubers was just dodging everything, and Smearay was trying to go for a pain train kill there, but ended up not really doing much. As Mookie goes in for the meme spoon, he knows it's time, and Chris picks him up as well. Actually, I don't think they know that Ratslayer's in sewers right now.
Oh yeah, they're just gonna run in there 5 players and then he's gonna kill all of them with a single sticky trap.
He's going for a map cap again.
Oh, he's just taunting on second down. He doesn't have the paint train, so he can't cap it in time. Unfortunately, we actually see an Uber coming up from Swift here and choke. They're just kind of being very, very aggressive. If they can catch out the medic, it's definitely going to be worth it. Looks like they can. There we go. A roller will do the final job there. Crafty's still behind. We see a sorter coming in from the front. The suspending sorter seems to be able to miss all the air shots. When you're in garbage time, you're supposed to hit the air shots, Grumpy. This makes me upset.
Yes. Disappointment. I wanted the meme spoon to land for Mookie. That upset me. It's like, if you whack that out during garbage time, I expect that. But they're going to get the mercy kill in. That's 6-1 to Swift. And that's the first part. This is their pick, though. So you never know. Things could change on Granary.
Yeah, this wasn't completely overwhelming. Like this, I'd say it was a pretty safe win for them, but there were definitely times where they were looking less than capable of just completely dealing with everything that the bin was doing. So, yeah, while Swift, they definitely played the better, and you can kind of see they were more in control the entire time. Once you get onto a map that's not their map pick and maybe they haven't practiced, things could change quite a bit here. So I'm also just assuming that the bin have something up their sleeve, you know, some tricks in the bag.
At least Mookie does. We know Mookie will.
Yeah, I'm probably going to be changing some servers here, but while we think about that, why don't we look at some logs, shall we?
Oh, that surprises me. I didn't expect the top kills actually to be Mr. Epic. I thought it would be Funds or Samsy, but Mr. Epic coming in with 28 to 15. Not too shabby at all.
Yeah, he did very well, and yeah, it's just. We were talking about Smear before the game started, and he was definitely very good. He had that one time that, I don't know why it stuck with me so much, where he was just completely out of position. I don't know, I guess it's just kind of the epitome Smear, like the ultimate Smear thing, where he's over extended, then he just surfs away like a boss, right? So it all worked out. But it's kind of like he's leaving some options open for the enemy team to exploit, and then if they're not extremely good, he will just kind of flip it on them. But yeah, look at Chris actually. I'm pretty sure Chris is the Roma, and he had a ton of damage and a lot of kills, more than Poppy himself, and that's very, very impressive coming out from him. You see both sorters got very few heals. See Fun and Smear just tanking heals like crazy, but still, it's a great performance here from Chris, and he was just doing work the entire time. I did kind of notice how his impact was just constant, and then Ratslayer, of course, I was kind of hyping him up earlier, and this map for sure he was not feeling it, going 9 for 18, only doing 238 damage per minute. That's not really the greatest. Oh, can you link the view thing, Wiethoofd, for the logs?
Hi.
Alright. Anyway.
Sorry.
Yeah, so is there anything with these medic stats jump out of us? I guess, like as I mentioned, you can see Funds getting a lot of heals, and Smear getting a lot of heals. Wait, I'm on the wrong log. Never mind.
Are you?
Yeah, I just kind of said, yeah. Smear, he's on 30%, and that's pretty beastly. You know, like he got a lot of heals, so when you get a lot of heals, you better do a lot of damage. But you know, otherwise it's going to end badly. Like with Ratchet, who got 31% heals, he got even more. And
one thing that does show the difference, I think, it's just the deaths within 20 seconds after Uber. Just shows that a lot of the exchanges that happened, Swift were on top of those versus versus the bin.
Yeah, indeed. Also, we can see that there are quite a few more Ubers coming out from Connor. They had one drop each, but it's 12 to 8 in terms of Ubers, so that will help you a lot. And yeah. And Rejoice was staying on the same server, so I wonder who's having issues with the server, because that usually means there's like some weird Frenchman who just, for some reason, has terrible routing to Netherlands. You know, that's usually what's going on. But yeah. Oh, it's Mookie that has high ping, but that's probably why he went heavy. You know, I want to say he actually had really good stats on heavy. Let me check. 3 for 3, 600 damage. So he had like 300 DPM on heavy. He should just play that the entire time.
Don't give him ideas.
Yeah, you're right.
Because he will. If he hears that, you know what Mookie's like. We'll. This is a map that we have seen him go heavy to mid. So, saying that, we've had players disconnect from the server. No idea what's going on right now.
Well, this is probably where they thought they were going to switch server, and then they figured out, oh wait, all other servers are just equally as bad, and then they're going to come back in a bit. You know, we are at 1.5 minutes behind schedule, right? So yeah, let's try and talk about, or like who would you say was your man of the map on this first map? Who really stood out to you?
My man of the map probably be Chris, honestly. Just a lot of really good Roma decision makings coming out of Chris. A lot of really nice bombs. Every time Mookie was on the sniper, he was trying to find a way forward, and a couple of times he managed to catch him out. So, if I had to pick, I'd say Chris. What about yourself?
I'm going to be boring and say you're right. Yes, I agree. It was definitely Chris. He was having a really, really good map. So we're in agreement there. Chris had a very good map. And it's probably worth pointing out Mr. Epic had a really good map as well. You know, like having 28 to 15 deaths on the losing team. Yeah, that's really impressive, to be honest. And I guess we should also point out that Connor had 3 deaths to Champagne's 12. So he obviously had a very good game there as well. So there were a lot of really good performers there. Very difficult to pick a standout one. Samsey had like very few deaths. He had 9 deaths. Smear had 8 deaths. So just overall, Swift definitely doing really well there. But I feel like Chris was just the man of the hour there. Whenever they were doing any kind of aggressive push-in or they needed to make a play, you know, it's your boy Chris here, ready to make a play. And it all worked out. Yeah. Alright. Oh, GrumpyKoi has disappeared on us. Alright. Well, hopefully he'll be back soon. But I guess what I should talk about then is coming up here.
Hates me.
Alright. Is it doing the thing where it's just randomly crashing and everything on your entire computer just stops working for a bit?
No, it's doing the thing where it says the connection was closed by... Yeah, server connection failed. The remote host closed the connection.
Oh, it's the hacker 4chan. They've hacked you. I'm sorry. But
the 4chan have got me and want to get rid of me. Yeah. I can't blame them.
You're going to need to pay them 2 bitcoins. They'll let you go. But,
2 whole bitcoins.
Yeah. Alright.
Hasn't bitcoins crashed, or am I about to go on a tangent?
Let's talk about Granary. So we saw what happened on Process. Chris was having a really standout game here, but like, do you think actually that how do you rank these soldiers compared to one another? You know, because I feel like that's actually a pretty close matchup. Mookie and Ubers versus Poppy and Chris. That's not like a matchup where you can say, oh, one is definitely better than the other by a whole. Like a large margin. I feel like this is all up for debate. So
I think the one thing that sets Mookie and Ubers apart from Chris and Pappy is synergy. Like Mookie and Ubers have played how many seasons together now? Like 4, 5? Coming on 6? Like a huge amount of time they've played together. So I'd expect to see a lot of synergy out of them, especially if we do see Mookie go on to this mid as Soldier. I expect to see some good organization with bombs from them, where not a lot of communication needs to happen and they just know what the other player's going to do. But even within that, Pappy and Chris are veterans of TF2 as well. So I wouldn't be surprised if they actually do really, really well during these mids. I think it's all down to how the Soldiers start off the mids, which will decide it. But do you want to go through some predictions, Peter?
Yeah, sure. I want to point out that the mids were actually pretty even with the bin coming out ahead. They actually won more mids than SVIFT did, and that's a really good sign when going into Granary, because you want to win those mids in Granary and just roll all the way to last. Last is very difficult to hold when you're facing a massive Uber disadvantage. You basically have to go heavy and pray that they miss him a whole bunch, and just try to kite the Uber, but it's very difficult after the point got pushed forward. So I think if the bin are able to actually just take a couple of mids very convincingly, then they will be able to get a couple of rounds. But we have actually gone live here, and it's going to be the second map. It's do or die, or do or be pushed into the lower bracket, I suppose. As SVIFT are up 1-0 in maps. We see both demo men coming to mid. Not quite at the same time, I think. No, one of them is way faster.
Already there. So that the whole of... Are they even going to turn up to mid? Mookie's made a sentry gun on last.
Oh, he did the thing I was talking about early game. He went NG. So they're just not going to go in there. They're going to go for the classic Soldier has a banner thing, and then we're going to have a sentry gun being built up in yard, and then they're just going to build a banner. If you don't die, you can't build it when you die, and that didn't work at all. Oh no.
But what is the bin doing? They've got a sentry gun on last in the topper area. Sorry, second even. And
well, it's fine. Mookie's got a level 3 up on the rafters on second. It's fine, man.
There's an Uber exchange. The bin look a lot more composed right now. They've managed to push out SVIFT very quickly. Chris is in lunchbox. He's probably going to just try and spam. He might get collapsed upon here by Mr. Epic, but they're just going to hold out in yard. They're going to have to wait for an Uber, so that is going to slow them down so much, because they have to wait for an Uber to deal with that sentry gun, because it's such a confined space. Or they could do this: go through garage, see if they
found
down
their
the
spot
sentry
right
gun.
here. It's going to double spam it, and they do get down to the engineer, so now it's just a matter of time. Oh no, they actually missed it quite a bit, and yeah, these soldiers, they're being spammed so hard, but there we go. A scout will just go in there and do it himself. So, yeah, they did a good job. They really need to have a lot of spam up top there if they wanted to keep the sentry alive. I wonder if there's a teleporter around. I don't think there is. There's not. Alright, that seems to be the biggest upside of having an engineer, But anyway, here comes the push.
Yeah, and they managed to get down Rat Slayer on the push really quickly. Uber's eventually popping off that banner, just trying to help his team, but they have lost Champagne during that exchange, so even though they got that banner pop, it's not really worth it. I'm not quite understanding what the thought process for the bin is right now, as Mookie manages to take down Samzy, but he's super low, and they look like they're in a good position to hold it. Mookie might go back on to... Nah, he's just going to resub. They're not going to go for a heavy, which would probably be the best decision. So,
Yeah, we actually see a very aggressive push out here coming out from the bin, and they've actually managed to take down a soldier with this aggression. Kind of just won this, but oh no, just as I say that, Smear gets 2 quick kills in very quick succession. There's Mookie's trying to jump behind, but he has been spotted by a soldier, so whatever damage he can do should be limited here. But look at Crafty just powering forward into this Demo Man. The Demo Man cannot... He's somehow not dead, and Medic will get popped, and there we go. Smear gets dropped from the Uber as well. Second has been blocked, but there's only 2 players forward here. A second soldier actually with this Medic as well. Eventually they do take down Mookie, and they will hold on to this, but now Champagne has a huge Uber advantage. This whole pressure thing from the bin is just working out so well for them. Oh no!
no!
Champagne has taken a
No!
Samsy! How did Samsy kill everyone? He's just complete menace. This guy. Oh my god! Just like on a 4K.
Oh, he got the marker gun. I'm happy.
Wow!
He's gonna get
Samsy like the
though.
5K. That's actually nuts. What he just did. Samsy just like powered into everyone. Just plus forwarded, killed every single person, including the medic. I think that was a drop. I'm not sure, but it was either a drop or very, very close. Oh, took out the Uber song, got dropped. That's sad, but man. Yeah. Man, that's gotta hurt. And let's see if the bin actually show up to mid this time.
Smire is so much quicker though. Like, he's just across the point, dealing damage onto... Gets Ratslayer down straight away. That's such a good pick from Smire. They bombed onto Mookie. Mookie's down. That's 2 players down. Before the mid has really got into full swing, Ubers is now in the background trying to fight down Funds, but Chris has come for the help. He trades with Ubers, but that's going to be a mid to Swift. That's just... Oh, that just was so good by Smire to be so much quicker and clear up Ratslayer like that, Beta.
Yeah, it seems like they're just being slow on purpose almost. Like they were so slow into this middle. And I wonder if, oh my god, Ratslayer just goes down so low there to Smear spam, and he's actually just going to get Ubered on to be saved, and they're going to just use that Uber up, and that's going to be it. And then Funch just powers through there. Hello, Demo Man. 2 shot to your face, and you're done. See Mookie behind lines, but everything else is just completely smooth sailing right now. And there he goes. He actually comes in. Not going to be able to block, and then Swift is just going to continue.
Fun's just doing so much work to just force himself in, and that's the second round to Swift. This is just so one-sided. Like, this is not how you want to be in the first 10 minutes of your map pick, and you're 2 rounds down already. It's just, that's just not good for the bin at all.
Yeah, I hope I'd love to see just a normal mid coming out right now, because you can win normal mids on Granary just fine. Like, it doesn't matter. It's one of the best mids to play against teams that are better than yourself, just because, like, you can just kind of get lucky and oh no, Ratslayer gets destroyed by Smear, bounced away from the med kid.
Smear is just way too quick, and he picks up Mookie as well. The boys in red are just barreling down on all the players in choke. They're getting spammed so hard. Ubers goes down. Chris looking like he wants to chase or at least spam them out of yard. They're not going to get a hold in. Pappy just went so quick forward, and they're already in second right now, Beta. This is just not good for the bin at all.
Indeed, it is not. On the plus side, though, they actually have a small Uber advantage, because Connor wasn't healing the entire time here, but that just means that it's gonna just make everything a little bit slower here as they try to send in maybe some suicided. Oh my god!
Oh my god, Samsy!
Yeah, just
WM1 straight in, no fear. Fun's getting picked up by Crafty. What is wrong with my voice today? And yeah, it's just 3 versus 3, heals on both sides. Respawn is coming back in 13 and 4 seconds for the boys in blue.
Yeah, both medics held onto the Uber there, so in essence, nothing really happened, and I don't think any soldiers have any banners or anything, so you can pretty much just pretend that nothing happened right there. But here comes a big soldier jump in from Chris. He hits one little rocket there, and it looks like Samsy was trying to make his way in there as well, but he cannot quite make it, and Ratslayer goes down again. Ratslayer just being farmed.
Yeah, Ratslayer not having a good game at all. And Smire is just taking so much, like, liberties with that and just making sure he wins every situation. Now, Crafty is in that top ground, but they're not going to be able to push in. Got this black box on Ubers right now? Yeah, it is. He tries to keep himself kind of sustained up a bit, but Swift are in such a good position right now, Beta, and I don't see the bin being able to break this unless they get a decent sack into Connor and just force it.
They actually hit a pipe onto the medic, so he was forced to pop there. Connor was just going to go in there and pop and then try to make it out, but they're being bounced really hard. But they do actually eventually make it out. There's just going to be a demo man and a scout, and Ratslayer being farmed even harder. Just unbelievable how much he's just dying right now, just being picked off over and over and over again. But looks like Fun's going to do him one better and just gets taken down himself. See 2 soldiers up on the high ground. This is just complete chaos, and They're not quite able to find the medic, but they've killed everyone else, and now it's just medic going to have to go on the point to block it, and he cannot. So that's going to be 3-0 in favor of Swift. They're just looking dominant at this point.
Yeah, pardon the pun, but good pipe control from Swift there. Like Chris and Pappy just keeping up top, raining rockets down, just cleared out everyone from that last. So good plays from them, really, in my opinion, Beta. But we are on the 4th mid, and Ratslayer is a bit quicker than Smiro this time, so we may see a change.
Yeah, it's a completely standard
still
mid
alive
so far. And we actually have black box shotgun on push to this mid. Let's see if that is gonna be anything. Oh my god, nice shot.
What a shot.
Yeah, it didn't kill anyone, unfortunately. Medics popped into the air. Champagne does a nice serve. Now he's being chased down by the scout. Samsey on a 3k. It's looking pretty promising, actually, off of that air shot from Mookie, but not quite. Looks like Fun's gonna pick up another kill, and just Rattler's sick of being farmed, but you know, they were just saving the best for last.
Yeah, I think Samsey just read the situation perfectly, and as soon as he saw those players out of position, he just started clearing house for his team, and basically won them that mid. Now they're into second. They've got a full Uber ad, so I imagine the moment they get this, they just want to barrel on forwards, and they're going to go in on this left-hand side. Smear in first, no traps or anything to deny them. And the Uber has come out of Connor onto Smear and Funds. Funds helping clean up Ubers. Champagne is not in a good position as Funds goes over the top, takes him down, but Mr. Epic getting a shot onto Smear doesn't manage to get anything else as Chris actually goes down. And all in all, that's going to be the 4th round. It's just it's so unfair for the bin right now. Yeah,
they just look completely just beaten at this point. They just can't catch a break, basically, just on these middles. Like, even when they do well, it just seems like they still find a way to lose. And Swift are just being so strong right now. So I wonder what they're going to do here on what could potentially be the last middle of this match. But we'll see. And just once again, Rattler is quite a bit slower. He's been really bullied here by Smear, but he hasn't died yet. That's positive.
Yeah, that's positive, and I hope the boys in blue can actually do something here, because the bin... I just want us to have a good map, but never mind! Smear with a 2k! Rattler getting cleaned up off that damage.
The medic is taken down!
Mookie with the beef spoon! Oh.
Actually saves the mid for them. That's really crucial that we get there. But oh, look what Smear is. He's all the way forward, sticking spawn. If they just walk out of there, there's going to be 4 players spawning at the same time. And if they just all walk out of this at the same time... Oh, no.
Crafty getting
takes one for the team.
The control point is being captured.
Smear is evil. That is so evil, but perfect as well. Connor has just come up and he's on his way to second. They managed to cap it out though. And yeah, I think this is... unless the bin can do something, Beta, this is game, set and match to Swift.
Indeed it is even Ubers, and we see Mr. Epic trying to make something happen, but no, he will just hit the demo man with a body shot, so now he has been called. And Mookie will try to go in then and make a play. He will get shut down quite easily. So, yeah, we're left there, and Funds tried to be a hero. Just kind of plus forwarded into everyone. And the demo man might even get taken down, but Mr. Epic was actually traded for there, but Smear being a little bit too aggressive, I think, and then Samsey's just going to run in again. It looks like they just kind of went in oh screw it mode, you know, just let's just go. Just keep running in.
Yeah, an Uber exchange has happened. Chris get a nice force, but it's going to look like a better Uber for Ratslayer and Champagne, but Fun's just kind of taunting them. Going to get punished for his time and gets directed by Ratslayer, but Chris managing to pick up Ubers. Crafty going down as well to him, but he ends up getting cleaned up. So
Mookie was onto the medic, but he couldn't quite find the market garden, and not even on the second try here, but that's because everyone's dead. I think he will take that. Medic's being chased down. Mr. Epic's in very aggressively, but a soldier comes in, plays himself in there. Samsey goes for the medic. Champagne will take him down in turn as well. And this is just super messy. Just kind of has turned into a clown fiesta at this point. It's, oh, Champagne finally goes down to Funds. You know, they just kept sending in suiciders until it worked out.
Yeah, and Mr. Epic gets collapsed on.
Oh,
Crafty gets Connor and Happy before going down to Smire. So this is a good opportunity for the bin to go forward. Every time I say the bin, I struggle because I have to stop myself from saying the bin black. It's difficult.
Oh, really? Why do you want to say more?
I don't know. I guess I just kind of fall, like my words kind of just blah, blah, blah. If you get.
Oh, I am far too lazy for that. You know, it's just bin. If I can just say bin, I'm happy. If I say the bin, that's me doing them way too much lip service. You know, like.
I guess I'm
bin.
too acoustic, really. So. But
right.
Connor has actually gone on crits, and.
Oh, so
Mookie.
close to dying though. You can't crits if you're dead. And that's just a fact.
Mookie's been doing some nice little sacks onto the med. It's a shame that they haven't really like come out for him as Pappy and Crafty just exchange bodily fluids, I guess.
It's here.
Crafty goes in, gets onto Ratslayer. Ratslayer gets cleaned up by Chris. Chris
Ratslayer actually got the medic with a sticky trap. That's really important.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, so the sticky, the crits really didn't do much, but it's actually, it looks like Swift is going to win this fight. Funds comes in from the flank, takes down Mookie, and Sam, he's on 3 HP, but, you know, scouts on 3 HP are still super dangerous. You just have a single scout and Sword and Z. That's actually Uber's just playing it really well. He's continuing to go in there and being a pest. So, Connor's just being left outside of spawn by Chris. There we go. Alright. I think Chris was just AFK, but yeah, Swift, they actually failed that push and they didn't manage to take down Champagne either, so now they have an Uber advantage to go into mid on.
Yep, and Ratslayer going in really aggressively onto Connor and Smire, and they might get caught out. Nice dodging for them. The Uber has come out of Champagne though. They are chasing Connor, but Connor's got Sanzi to protect him. They know he's still on crits right now. Chris is in a good position to help clean up Ratslayer, which he manages to do. Nice direct from him, but not before Ratslayer actually picking up Samzi. Mookie goes in, knocks Pappy around a bit, takes some damage.
Yeah, Connor just hitting the fat arrows onto the soldier, just basically the ulti-duo arrows, just continuously just healing his soldier being suspended in the air there. So great job. Looks like we're going to see Swift just pushing in here, trying to end this game. It's 4-0 right now, and they have a big Uber advantage going into second, but how do you push into second here? You know, a lot of teams like to go in through like the right side. Oh, it's actually a crit streak again. I thought it was just an Uber, my bad. But they do manage to take down Ubers, and oh my god, Demo actually gets hit. So now the Demo Man is weak, and they could actually just push in on this. It looks like they're going to elect not to quite do that. They're taking a little bit too much spam, but they do pick up second, that's for sure. But now Champagne has an Uber advantage.
Yeah, Mookie was actually in a good position, and part of the reason why they didn't decide to do that, because if they went in, they would have surely lost Connor and some other players just from Mookie dropping down. So good decision from Swift there.
Yeah, indeed, and here comes the pressure on second. Swift are probably going to try and spam it out, and they actually get someone with a sticky trap, the classic above the point sticky trap. And the soldier's being caught out here, but no, Samson didn't realize Mookie was behind him. They could have killed him easily if they just communicated better. And it looks like another scout will go down as well, and the Uber has come out. Connor, he's going to crits now, and the Uber has ended, but oh my god.
They didn't land anything!
And the pistol from Crafty is doing so much damage. But wow, and then here comes Mookie, he's on 1 HP, finally he gets the kill. And Connor, he might just be able to slither his way out of there. He's going, you ran back in, okay.
Back in?
That was weird. I guess, I don't know.
Reasons.
Yeah.
Fun's going just straight across the point, going to get cleaned up by Ratslayer. This last sort of 5 minutes of all of this has been very strange. Look at those traps from Smire. They're in like an interesting spot. He's going to watch that. It would be really awkward if they went through the other chokes, Smire.
Oh, exactly. That would be so awkward. Like, they're not going to do that. Everyone knows that you don't push this way because there can be a sniper and spawn, but I guess Bin doesn't. Anyway, they have moved in here perfectly. They have outplayed Smear. And Fund is actually on sniper. Not in forward spawn, but just sniper. He's just going to run out there because that's what sniper does. Just as a combat class, you got to run out there in the middle of them. But he's looking for the hero shot. Can he get it? Nope. We all have a crit streak actually being built.
But no, the Bin are putting up a real fight right now and actually pushed into last. They've got their Uber off, but Connor, is he on crits?
Yes, he is.
Yeah, he's still on crits, and they've already popped, so they're in such a good position right now to capitalise on that mistake from Champagne and the boys in blue, the Bin. But Pappy's gonna go in. It's not gonna land anything though. They're not gonna crits. There's a back going on.
Oh, can't quite get it. And Samsey does clean it up as well. And Chris is gonna go down. They're just looking for that perfect opportunity to use the crit streak. And Connor has just left everyone. He's like, nah, none of you guys is worth critsing. This is very strange. He really needs to meet up with Smear and just crits everyone.
Or miss a couple of hours, then meet up with Smeary.
Oh, there we go.
There we go. There we go. Uber's down. Champagne down to Samsey. Samsey actually is doing a lot of work in the background. Ratslayer down. This is where Swift just need to push really heavily. But
Soldier on the lamp. But he got spotted actually jumping up there. It's not going to work nearly as well. He actually lands on the
Smeary!
Wow.
Smeary just chases him and pipes him straight away. Crafty, not been called out. Went in, but Mr. Epic now in a 1v1 with Chris loses that 1v1 because Samsey comes in actually, and Swift got to push in. There's fights going on left, right, and centre, just everywhere. I can't keep up.
Yeah, there's just so much stuff happening. Wrestler is going to take out Fun, who's just running into him, and Chris is going to come in again. Can they find the medic this time around and not run into a sticky trap? They got the demo man. That's a good start. And so Moogie's going to come in from behind the set, and he has been completely caught out guard, and he will trade with Chris. And now it's going to be just a push from the front, coming out from the Bin.
Yeah, and the Bin are going to try and push through, but Samsey snuck in behind. He's on last. No one can stop him. That's the 5th and final round. Did no one see him go behind? He just cleaned up Champagne and just walked on the point.
To be fair, you don't listen to your medic when he calls a scout behind, you know? Like, how could they know? He just killed the medic. Like, you need to actually do something to be noticed, I guess. But
yeah, you actually have to be a frag class.
Yeah.
Medics don't get listened to. Especially when they call Uber percentages.
Yep. Alright, let's look at some logs and see if we can pull in some players for some interviews. Alright. Yeah, we're gonna make it quick here, and I can just kind of give you a bit of a spoiler, and it's actually the most interesting thing is that both teams did almost the same amount of damage. It's slightly more in Swift, but not very much. It's like 1,000 more damage. But Swift had way more kills, and Smear went 22 and 6 and has 377 DPM and 5k AD.
That's how you play demo. I feel like Granary is one of those maps that I've seen Swift play really nicely on before. I thought maybe, the Bin would have their little, weird and wonderful things to happen. But, I think from the start of the game, I think Swift just knew that if they played simple TF2, that the Bin just couldn't handle it. That's what I got from that.
Alright. Yeah, it's very interesting that it's 92 to 61 kills, but the damage is almost identical. It's just really... I guess it's just because Swift was attacking a lot, and you tend to take more damage when you're attacking than when you're defending. That's going to be my theory as to what was going on there, but just a quick man of the map for you, Grumpy.
Smeary. Simple as.
Alright, I will also just point out that Samsey had a really beastly game as well. He had like the 5k where he just single-handedly jumped into everyone. But let's talk to a man of the map, shall we?
Yeah. We have been joined by Smeary and Samsey. How are you doing, guys? Unmute them, we heard.
Did you help that?
You can speak.
Hooray.
Speak. Smeary.
Hey.
Samsey, words.
Hello.
Go. Hi, how's it going?
I'm doing fine. What about you guys?
Yeah, I'm doing pretty well. It was a very one-sided match. Let's not beat around the bush. You guys did really well. How are you feeling coming out of
that? Well, result is as expected. Like, those guys don't scrim. They don't care.
Yeah.
they pointed it out several times. So yeah,
They could have tried a lot harder, in my opinion. I mean, we still would have won, but they just started playing bad TF2 after a while.
You wanted a bit more of a challenge.
Yeah. Like,
Yeah,
why didn't they go to mid and build a central second?
Yeah, that was.
It
that
slowed
was
us down for like a
interesting.
minute. Hooray.
I will say they have done this before, even back when they did care. And I think the idea is that you set up, like you have a sorted with a banner, and then you just like build the banner and you wait for them to like jump into a sentry gun on second. I don't know why the sentry gun was all the way like inside.
No, me neither. We just pushed into yard and killed the banners earlier.
Yeah.
So they couldn't
And
do
then the entire point of the entire strat just died. But yeah, it was pretty tragic. I will say it didn't work the first time they did it either. It took a little longer before it failed, but
Just keep trying. It might work.
yeah,
One of those days.
getting worse and worse, to be honest. If they keep on trying, it might just be completely horrible. But yeah. Anyway, let's talk about the process a little bit. I will say you guys seem to have a little bit of trouble on middles, like especially dealing with the Mookie sniper. So how did you guys try to kind of adjust to deal with that?
The sniper is only a problem if we don't know about him. But if we know we're gonna run a sniper, it's super easy to counter.
And how do you do that?
Let's go aggro.
Yeah, you were sending, like, most of the time I just saw Chris or Pappy just fly across either into sewer or just straight into choke just to slow or get Mookie down. So you guys were kind of reacting really nicely, so that's pretty good.
Yeah. Like, most importantly, just avoid right side, because he's gonna watch right side from choke.
You did that a couple of times, even though you knew there was a sniper smear.
Yeah,
I saw you get
disrespected him.
domed.
And he missed.
He missed
one
one,
for
but he domed you once. I'm pretty sure.
Luck.
Yeah, I don't know who hit the
Luck.
most body shot of Mookie and Samsey, but there was definitely more competition going on. Samsey, you had a lot of success on sniper, but I don't think you hit many headshots, did you?
I hit 3,
Oh, okay.
so that's pretty good by my standards.
Yeah, and then,
take it.
yeah, I want to like, what happened? What was going through your head on Granny when you just like plus forwarded the entire enemy team and capped last? What happened there?
I don't know, like, they just didn't want to play, so I just tried to get it over with as quickly as possible. That's all that went through my head, really. I mean, I still don't understand why they put themselves, like, into a map for 30 minutes if they just don't want to play. Like, defaulted, fair enough. The viewer's gonna get screwed over, but I don't know, it's just a waste of time, I think.
Alright, and of course, I don't know the result of the other map or the other maps, but I'm going to assume it's probably 7 that won. I know they've had some issues. Alright. So what are you thinking going into that match?
I'm excited.
Yeah, we'll see about how the new roster is shaping up for them in an official. So yeah, looking forward to it. Like, we had a couple of close maps against them in scrims recently, which looks promising, but you never know. Like, official is a whole different story.
Indeed. What's the roster changes for those uninitiated?
They used Talash on Medic and Stark on Scout, and now I think it's Stark on Medic and Talash on Scout again. Yeah, I think they're still trying to find the groove.
Oh, rip seeds, I guess. Yeah.
4 seeds.
Yeah, alright.
He's still coming to Lando, so he can sign your shirt if you come in.
Oh, I'm not,
Fuck
unfortunately.
yeah. Oh.
Well, I think I've
though.
never met you, Peter. Like, how come you're not coming to LAN?
Well, you're gonna be. I don't know. It's I can never do this. I can never do this land because it's at the beginning of the school year. So that's where I'm like, I have a lot of work. Yeah. Oh well. But we actually had like the map ban thing on stream today. So I want to know what was your guys' philosophy going into the map bans and picks?
We didn't want to play product against Mon, and that was our entire reasoning.
You
That
didn't
makes
ban.
perfect sense.
Yeah, you didn't ban Cardinal.
No.
Did you just assume they wouldn't pick it?
Yeah.
There's no way any team's gonna be Cardinal, am I right?
Look, they messaged us like, hey, can we play fun maps? And they suggested 3 maps. So we assumed they wouldn't pick Cardinal because they wanted to have fun.
Right, okay. That makes sense. All right. Well, I don't know. Do you have any more wonderful questions, GrumpyKoi?
No. Sorry.
All right. Well, yeah. Well, let's do some shout-outs. Smear, you can begin.
Shout out to Caps, TUT, Alba, und Kaya, STN Trading, and you guys.
Intensity.
Yeah, shout out to my team. Shout out to the crew setting up this cast and making it happen for the viewers. Yeah, that's it.
Well, all right. I will just say that if anyone has some information about which teams are going to I-63 and has it like all the teams listed somewhere in some sort of easily digestible format, I would really love it because I'm trying to do the fantasy league thing and I just don't know what the rosters are. It doesn't help that Seven is just literally changing their team every day. You know, that doesn't help.
As teams. But I know Bus Crew and Aura Electra are going.
Yeah, I know that much as well. It's just I have some of them. I have some of the lineups there, but I haven't been able to find everything in like a centralized place.
All right.
Oh well. Do you want to?
Well,
we're
we're gonna have this roster for LAN, so that's easy.
Yeah. All right, GrumpyKoi, do you want to say goodbye to everyone?
Yeah, sure. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
All right. Okay. Well, this has been. All right. I thought you were going to do like the outro.
No. I'll do it properly. Sorry, I
right,
I couldn't resist it. No, thank you very much for joining us for our coverage of Season 30, Upper Bracket Round 1, Swift versus the Bin. I've been GrumpyKoi. I've been joined by Wiethoofd on production and Beta as my co-caster. Thank you very much, everyone, and we'll see you on the next one.